Hello there, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking to you about a very important part of communication, and that's the part, one component of the English language. There are four skills: listening, speaking, reading and writing, and today I am focusing on how you can develop your writing skill. A writing skill needs familiarity with strategies and techniques which you have to develop before starting writing. In order to understand these tips and strategies, I've I've written something for you today, and I'm sharing it with you in order to make you successful and developing your understanding of how you can communicate on paper. So let's start. There are some tips you can see there, like here. These are some of the tips that can help you in your writing. The first one is the general, right? Okay, this is the general information about it. For example, how you can make your writing look understandable and intelligent to the readers, right? So the ideal English text is easy to read and understand. This is one important point, right? Okay. The other thing is you have to be clear about is that you have to use plain English words, not very complicated. Okay. It depends on the topic. If your topic demands complications, there are complex ideas, then you might, express yourselves in using the vocab that's very, formal and complicated. But mostly it's a demand on the part of, the readers that they can understand plain English words clearly. Plain English words doesn't mean that you should stick to one sort of a pattern of writing, means using simple sentences. You have to use complex sentences, you have to use compound sentences, and you have to use the terminology related to the topic you are, discussing, you are writing on it. Alright? It means simply that you should not, bring words which the readers will be struggling with, okay? They are outdated words, they are slangs, they are, confined to one particular culture, or they are not very popular words, right? So in that way, you should avoid that, okay? Your sentences should be simple, alright? Clear and well structured. When we say simple, that means that the sentence should not, should not complicate your ideas, okay? And it should be clear, logical, right? Clear and well structured. There should be a sort of structure, grammar. Everything is followed clearly. Like you have observed the punctuation marks in the right tense and everything like that. Okay? All right? Yes. The second one is when you're writing. Yeah, when you're writing. Remember these few recommendations in mind, okay? Number one, you use simple language. This is what we discussed. And you use simple and clear sentences. And you write a well-structured paragraphs. A well-structured paragraphs is a system. That means it's orderly. Orderly means in this sense that you follow the paragraph writing structure. The paragraph writing structure is you start the paragraph with a topic sentence, okay, and then you move on to develop, the details of the topic sentence. You're giving support to it, so that will become your body paragraph, the body of your paragraph. And when your paragraph finishes, you have the summary of what you have mentioned in the two parts. That's the topic sentence and the body. All right. A summary means you summarize it in one sentence. Okay. All right. You may use subordinate clauses, but keep them short, and you can prefer active voice. Remember, active voice is much more preferable than passive voice, unless it's a scientific writing. Okay. Be careful that slang should not be used, because slangs are sometimes not understood in a formal document. The readers might not be familiar with the particular cultural slangs, British or American or any other country. So be careful that you are not using slang language, okay? Slang language will make your document, your writing, a little weird or a sort of unwelcome by the readers, all right? The other thing, you have to be careful about your sentence, okay? Make sure your sentences are simple and clear. We discussed that. A sentence always includes, all right? You already know that there is a subject verb agreement, okay? Subject and verb and object agreement. You should follow that, okay? There should be a subject and then a verb will be there. A object may be there optionally. Maybe there is a complement like an adjective used. You can have the example here. She tells stories. Okay, so she is your here. She is your subject. Okay, in this case, she is your subject. All right. You can see here, she is your subject. Okay, and then tells you verb, and stories are your object. Okay, is your object. She lies here. It finishes here. Some verbs are transitive, like this one. It needs object, and some are intransitive. They stop. They stop without making a transition towards object. Okay, like I sleep, I go. Okay. I come. All of these are your intransitive verbs, right? A sentence may contain subordinate clauses, relative clauses, if clauses, all of these different, okay? Clauses will be there. And you understand clauses mean subject verb, right? Okay, they're just like a sentence. It may have an object, okay? Now move on to paragraph. As to paragraphs, keep these rules in mind. We discussed already the different parts, the structural component of a paragraph writing. Here we say concentrate on one main point, okay, per paragraph. In one paragraph, you have one idea, all right? And that idea is mentioned in the topic sentence. You summarize this point in the first sentence. That means the topic sentence. And all the other sentences that are the body parts, okay, they will support the main point. That means supporting sentences. Support main point, and the last sentence is the summary of what you have mentioned in the other two parts. All right, that's in the topic sentence and the body paragraphs. All right, be careful about transitions. Okay, when you make a transition, inside the sentences, it should be a lovely transition. Or if you're writing 2 or 3, 4, 5 paragraphs, then the transition from one paragraph to another should be carefully observed, and normally it's the concluding sentence which prepares you, all right, which prepares you for moving on to the second paragraph, developing a second idea. Okay, the typical structure of a text is as follows. There should be a title, then there should be, title means topic, and then introduction, then the main part, and then the conclusion. Okay, make extra texts, okay, make your text interesting by adding variety, all right, by writing more. Vary the lengths of your sentences, complex sentences, simple sentences, compound sentences, all right. These are different ways how you can create variety inside your writing of a paragraph. Use a short sentence to put emphasis on an important statements. Short sentences for emphasis, and you can extend, all right, the wording, all right, the writing of your paragraphs, all right. You should avoid one sentence paragraphs. One sentence paragraphs is not a good normal, okay. There are various possibilities on how to restructure your text. The one part is you may start with general to specific. First you mention something general and you move on to narrow it down, okay, making it specific. General statement followed by details and examples, all right. You give general statement and then you give specific details and examples. Some people, they start with specific and they move on to general. For For example, you mention the details and examples first and then move on to generalization after. Okay? Known to unknown. Okay? Provide new information based on what readers already know. Your readers know something and you take them, to a different venue of knowledge and information. That's the unknown. Okay? You start the paragraph with something already known and you move on to something unknown. Least important to most important. Sometimes writers start with the least important first and then they move on to the most important. Okay, in this way they catch and keep the reader's attention. Chronology, sometimes time, observation, or we can say ordering by time. Okay, you order all the sentences in times, like in biographies. You mention the different, lifestyle of a person. All right, starting from the birth, then the school life, then the middle life, and then different aspects of the life of a person. Okay, in biographies. Okay, process writing. All right, writing is a process. Okay, and the most successful people who write, they follow these steps in their writing. The first thing they do is collect the idea, then they put the ideas on the paper, organize them. And after that, they make an outline of it. And after the outline, they create the first draft. Okay. Then after the draft, editing start. Okay. They edit what they've written. And there might be some possible reassessment of the ideas. They might cross some ideas. They introduce new ideas. Or they rearrange. Okay. The ideas which they have already put in the first draft. Okay. In this way, they are ready for the final draft. The final draft should follow like this. The type of texts they're writing, they're dealing with, because there are different ways. You can have different vocab for descriptive writing. For argumentative, you have a different sort of approach. The structure would stay the same. Okay, structure will stay the same, but the vocab, all right, and the emphasis will be different. If you're writing letters, there will be a different parameters for personal letters and business letters. And if you're writing about the cause and effect sentence, it should be, a different approach, how you will develop your sentences, complex sentences, simple sentences, and in the same way, compound sentences. Okay? So these were some of the tips which will, if you listen to this and read them properly and practice, then you will be able to develop your writing skill. Okay? Thank you very much.